Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and it is once again time for what every cruiser wants. We are going to read real cruise comments to you, real things that people have written in and complained about. Now, cruising is supposed to be fun. You're on vacation. You're there to relax. You're there to enjoy yourself. And I fully understand that you can't please everybody all the time. I realize that there can be minor inconveniences, little things that people don't like on cruises. But man, the number of things that people will write comments in about what seem like such little bitty problems definitely affects them enough that, yep, they gotta whip out the keyboard and go to typing. And of course, you know how it is. Everybody agrees with them. Everybody wants it this way. The cruise line is just wrong for doing the things that they do. And I got a whole bunch of comments with some of these examples for you today. We're going to do this rapid style. We're going to go quick. We're going to go fast. And you guys can decide for yourself, are these people right or are these people wrong? First up today, we're going to talk about finding a seat in the buffet. If you've ever cruised before and you go to the buffet right when it opens up, right at the height of lunch, 12:30, it's busy in there. It can get crowded in there. Finding a seat can be difficult, but that doesn't stop someone from writing in a comment. I normally do not complain, but I am on the elation and today is a C day. It is almost 12:30 p.m. and we couldn't find a single seat to eat our lunch. Logistics, planning, or something. There should be a seat available to everyone who is served lunch. My food was cold before I found a seat. Yes, so if you go right at 12:30 at the height of lunch, it's crowded. You could have trouble finding a seat. You could have eaten somewhere else. You could have gone a little earlier, perhaps, maybe a little bit later. There are multiple dining venues around the ship, and the expectation is passengers will spread out. They won't all try to eat in the exact same spot, which is why none of the restaurants on board cruise ships have enough seating to put every single passenger in for every single meal. If they tried that, the ship would be nothing but tables and chairs. Next up, QR codes versus menus. This is a hot subject among some people out there. Some people don't mind taking their cell phone with them to eat, scanning the QR code to see what the menu is. Some people still want the old style paper menus. You can have it either way. It's been put out many times. You can have it either way. But you know, that still doesn't stop people from complaining. Carnival seems to have forgotten that most older people do not have a smartphone, and many diamond cruisers over a certain age refuse to support these QR codes. I am on the Magic, and everyone is on their smartphone in the main dining hall, and all because Carnival makes them bring their phones to dinner so they can see the menu. Phones have no place in any restaurant, and Carnival is at fault here. Given a choice, I know most passengers would want to leave their phones turned off. Carnival has taken away that choice. Phones should be banned from the main dining hall. If not, then a paper menu should be put on every single table again. I hope you will take note that most of your loyal passengers are sick of this. So most passengers want to leave their phones turned off. There's probably a lot that do want to leave their phones turned off. Nothing wrong with that. And most of the loyal passengers, they're just sick and tired of it. Now, to me, this is just an example of complaining to complain because you don't like the growth of technology. Because if you want to leave your phone turned off, if you want to leave your phone in your cabin, you absolutely can do it. When you go into the main dining room, you say, "Could I get a menu, please?" That's all you have to do. "Can I get a menu, please?" So easy, so simple. They bring you a menu. You are not forced to scan QR codes. You do not have to use your phone. It is a choice that each passenger can make for themselves. So no choice has been taken away. Don't know where they got that from. And I really think the problem is they don't like the advancement of technology. They don't like the fact that there are cell phones in the dining room. And what other people are doing is somehow affecting their cruise. Next up, another wonderful example of something that has nothing to do with the cruise lines, but why? Why is it not on your website? Why is the cruise line not telling me? Hey, I want to give myself a Fitbit challenge on my upcoming cruise on the Glory. I have to sync it with my phone. However, I am not planning to get the internet package. Is there a way to do this without massive roaming charges? There is nothing about this on your webpage. Does Carnival not promote healthy cruising? So for those that don't know, Fitbit, I happen to wear one myself, connects to your phone by Bluetooth. And it does sync up to the phone over the internet, but that can be done at a Wi-Fi hotspot when you come across one. It can be done when you get back home from your cruise. Doesn't have to be done daily or anything of the sort. But it's Fitbit, which is not owned by the cruise line, has nothing to do with the cruise line. Why would the cruise line have it on their website? Why would they even be concerned about whether or not your watch connects to your phone? It's not them. So you just assume that the cruise line doesn't promote healthy cruising because they don't list Fitbit connectivity problems on Carnival's website? Makes me wonder, if I go over to Fitbit's website, will I see what's the best cabin to stay on my next cruise? Right. Time for an oldie but a goodie, because I would say probably a couple times a month, minimum, you're always going to get somebody who writes in a complaint about the singing and dancing in the main dining room. You could almost set your Fitbit to it. On the Panorama, after finishing my meal, the waiter said he would serve us dessert after the dancing. We left. We should not have to wait. How do we get another waiter who puts service before dancing like a blank? Stop with these sex-based dances already. It's a restaurant, not a nightclub. Now, the dancing in the main dining room, either you like it or you don't like it. There's some that don't care either way. But boy, the ones who don't like it, they will definitely take the time to just write a comment. They dislike it so much. It interferes with their life so much that they must absolutely write in a comment. Because after all, you're there to eat dinner. You're not in your local nightclub. Now, if you didn't know, Carnival has recently installed motion-sensitive nightlights in some of their cabins as a safety feature to help prevent trips and falls for people heading to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So it's right there under the edge, of the closet area, directly across from the bathroom. And it's not a design that's popular with everybody. For some people, it's too bright. Some people don't want it at all. And some people are happy about it. It's kind of a mixed bag of feelings when it comes to the new motion-sensitive nightlights on board the cruise ship. But like anything else, if they hate it, boy, they're going to write in a comment. Our past Carnival Legend cruise was ruined because of this infernal motion sensor lights that come on at night and are very stupidly bright. It was like a prison searchlight. My husband tried stuffing towels along the crack so if one of us needed to use the bathroom, it would not disturb the other. We told the cabin steward to unplug them, but she just refused to do this. Whoever thought of this was a blank. So bright, it was like a prison searchlight. Very vivid description of a nightlight there on board the ship. And yeah, if you do take a towel and stick it right there under the edge, blocks the motion sensor, it doesn't come on. But you do realize that these just aren't plugged into a wall socket in the room. They're hardwired into the cabin. So yeah, it makes perfect sense that you should get mad at the room steward because she, I guess wouldn't disassemble your cabin to remove the electrical wiring? Now, don't get me wrong. I know plenty of people don't like it. Some people do like it. As I said, it's a mixed bag. But is it really a prison searchlight? And is the cabin steward really wrong because they won't go in there and, I guess, snip the wires for you? Why is there not an escape room on board my cruise ship? There's lots of places you can do escape rooms. Escape rooms are popular. Some cruise lines do have escape rooms on board their ships. And while this next comment wasn't really rude, I don't know, Dude, find it kind of funny. DH and me completed the escape room on blank this week. And with over 8 minutes to spare, the cruise staff member told us it was the fastest he had ever personally seen. My wife and I do a lot of escape rooms. We are snobs, and both us thought it was incredibly well built and actually quite challenging. Question then is, why does Carnival not have one single escape room event on their boats? You are really missing out on providing your passengers with the fastest growing leisure activity in America. Blank charges $19.99, so it's a big money maker. So, not rude, a little full of themselves, but not rude. But who else agrees that maybe Carnival should put an escape room on board one of their cruise ships? Would that be an activity that Carnival cruisers would be interested in? But is it really the fastest growing leisure activity in the United States? Well, I was curious about that. So I grabbed my little phone there and I said, "Hey Siri, what is the fastest growing leisure activity in the United States?" And oddly enough, she did not say escape rooms. According to Siri, more adults participate in walking for pleasure than any other recreational activity. Driving for pleasure, sightseeing, picnicking, and swimming are also among top recreational activities, and canoeing has been the fastest growing activity over the past 30 years. Now, I cannot honestly attest to whether Siri is remotely correct or not. I know you can't believe everything you read on the internet, but she definitely didn't say escape rooms, and well, I had no idea that canoeing may have been the fastest growing leisure activity in the United States. But but that's her answer anyway, and she definitely didn't say escape rooms. Now we're going to talk a little bit about tattoos, because yeah, you're going to see more and more tattoos on some crew members, more than others depending on which cruise line you're going on. It's kind of common these days. It's a way that they can express themselves, a little art, a little creativity on their own body. And we will probably continue to see tattooing as we go further into cruising. We progress through the years. It's just the new trend. It's the new thing. It's what people like. And you're going to see it on crew members. But for this next comment, boy, they took it kind of down a bizarre road. My mom and I just finished our second cruise and are sitting at the airport reflecting on the cruise. The wait staff seem to have the same tattoo on their hands. We noticed the same thing on our last cruise. She thinks it's some sort of branding. What is this, and why does Carnival allow it? Carnival Cruise Lines does not brand its employees. This isn't an episode of Yellowstone. They're not dragging them up and giving them the brand so they stay loyal to Carnival. How you go from a tattoo to the cruise line is branding its employees is utterly bizarre. A more likely scenario is that a lot of the employees come from same countries. You got your Philippines, you got crew members from Taiwan, they kind of come from the same regions, and you will see folks in the dining room staff that, come from the same countries, and so they have similar tattoos. Maybe it's a religious tattoo, maybe it's something that pertains to something that they like, they enjoy. Maybe they all got off the ship in port together and all got the same tattoo, who knows? But it's a little insane to think that the cruise line is out there branding their employees, right? So let's keep this party going here, and let's talk about another item that, why do I have to bring it with me? Why does a cruise line not give it to me? Sitting here in room blank on the Valor, you need to tell people that Carnival has gone El Cheapo and given us a pathetic pencil in the room. What is this BS? I now have to add a pen to my packing list? I hate pencils. My guess is a guest is less likely to take one as a souvenir, which is why you did this, right? What happens when the pencil needs sharpening? Do you expect us to go down to guest services for a pencil sharpener? Next, we will be given the Big Chief tablets to write on that we had in the 3rd grade. All I've really got to say about this one is, if you need a pen, want a pen, or think you're going to use a pen on board your next cruise, is it really going to break your packing list if you got to bring a pen? I mean, exactly how much space does this take up on your cruise packing. But no matter what a cruise line does, you know, you just can't make everybody happy. And finally, for our last cruise comment, this one here is also, to me, it's just bizarre. It's like they saw a picture of a dessert and somehow wrote this whole comment that they just wanted to be rude, they just wanted to be nasty, they just wanted to talk about other cruise passengers, really for no reason at all. I am not like you, John. I watch what I eat and lost weight on many of my cruises. All those dessert photos, why? It's amazing to see how some people eat on cruises, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Look at you, John. You are the brand ambassador for gluttony. You need a diet plan, and soon. The luxury of a cruise for me is the service, getting away from the stress of work and details around the house and seeing the world, aka seeing how others live. Not just the tourist attractions, not gluttony. So what is the purpose of this comment? Can anybody tell me why write this comment whatsoever? Did you write it just to insult Carnival's brand ambassador? Did you write it because you feel, well, other people eat too much on the cruise ship, but I don't do it? Well, if you don't do it, then why is it affecting you whatsoever? You like to go on cruises for the service? You like to get away from the stress? You like to learn about local cultures? You don't cruise for the food? So I'm still missing the point of why write a comment like this. What purpose does it serve? I mean, what purpose does it serve other than to make you look like a pair of clown shoes? Because it's almost like somebody was sitting in front of their computer and said, well, I cruise differently than the way these other people cruise, so, you know, let me write about it, because other people, well, they're really gonna care. And while I'm doing it, you know, let me throw some insults in there and make fun of their brand ambassador. Yeah, good job. Why? 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 All right, and that is gonna be our video today. Whole bunch of comments. Like I said, just some random, weird comments that people just had to write in. They absolutely felt the need. Sit down, fire up the computer, and start clinking away on the keyboard. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with any of these comments? Are these people right? Are these people wrong? Are they speaking for each and every one of us out there? Are you in desperate need of a pen on board the cruise ship so you can write down a comment while you're in the main dining room about the fact that your waiter is dancing and you couldn't find a seat at lunch? You guys let me know in the comments below. All right, I hope everyone out there has enjoyed today's video, and if you have, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. You don't want to miss a video when you're told you might have to pack a pen. Hope everyone out there is having a really great day, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas.